Okay, so we are discussing solution. Solution mein we have seen some classification, right? Depending on the physical state of solute and solvent. Now, one more classification of solution is there, and that is saturated and unsaturated solution. Saturated and unsaturated solution. Let's discuss what is saturated and unsaturated solution. Suppose there's a solvent. This be pure solvent, right? For example, let us take water. So suppose there's water, which is actually pure solvent. Now, if you try to dissolve something in it, this is salt. If I add a small amount of salt in it and stir it, right? What you'll see that after some time, the salt disappears from its crystal state. If you have dropped some salt, that salt remains in solid state at the bottom. Now you start stirring this mixture, you'll see the salt disappears. Salt is no more in solid state. That salt gets dissolved in water and actually now is in liquid phase and you cannot see it. The solution will be as transparent as the pure solvent was. The solution will be as transparent as pure solvent was, right? Now do one thing, add some more salt to it. Again, you will see some solid salt. After some time, again, it gets dissolved, right? So there's a process, dissolution. We call it dissolution, right? Dissolve on the salt is getting dissolved in the solution. So I call it dissolution. Now, if you keep on adding the salt and stirring it, after some time, what will happen? Salt, the particles of salt again strike with each other and crystal out. Again, strike and crystal out. This process is known as crystallization. Crystallization, right? So here, salt gets dissolved. At the same time, it gets crystallized. Some salt will leave the solution and enter into solid phase again, right? So a stage comes when dissolution and crystallization are in equilibrium. That is the rate at which the salt gets dissolved is the same as the rate with which crystals of the salt are again formed out of solution. Am I clear? Hello. Shall I explain again or it's clear to you?
How can you explain again?
See, if you start adding salt, suppose you have added some salt. All of us have seen, forget about salt. Let us take sugar. So sugar, if you add some sugar, so initially you see sugar crystals at the bottom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now stir the solution. You'll see slowly this salt, let us take sugar. Sugar disappears. So where has that gone? That has entered liquid phase, right? Now it is, we say it gets dissolved in the solution, dissolved in the water. So this process is known as dissolution. Okay. Now there is one more process which is known as crystallization. See, these particles of solute, whatever it is, if it is salt to salt, if it is sugar to sugar, they get separated out. They get separated because of this water. Now there is a chance if the quantity of salt or sugar goes on increasing with this, increasing in it, there is a chance that the two salt particles will again strike each other and will form crystal again. There was a crystal which had many such particles, right? I'll not use the word molecules, but there are many particles in it. Water enters this and separates these particles. Now these particles are individually, or gets dissolved in the solution. But with increase in the number of particles, there's a chance that they strike each other again and form crystal and settle. So this process is known as crystallization. So there are two processes. One is dissolution, other is crystallization. Hello?
Yes sir, समझ में आ गया.
Okay. Now, initially, rate of dissolution is more. Rate of dissolution is more initially, right? And crystallization is less. Rate of crystallization is. So more dissolution takes place, but there is no crystallization. But as the particles in the solution goes on increasing, rate of crystallization starts increasing. The rate of crystallization also starts increasing. And after some time, what happens? The amount which gets dissolved per second also gets settled per second. That means further dissolution does not take place. The amount in the solution becomes constant. So amount of solute becomes, in the solution becomes constant. No further dissolution does not take place. Actually, further dissolution takes place, but the rate of dissolution is same as the rate of crystallization. So quantity of solute in the solution becomes constant. That solution is known as saturated solution. So this solution is known as, we say, solution becomes saturated. Something like we observe in our studies also, right? When we start studying a topic, we sit for study and then start studying. Initially, the rate at which we understand is more, right? But as we keep on studying, enough stretch. So what happens is, what we have understood, that also, like we start like getting confused in those topics also, right? So what comes in mind and what goes out of the mind, right? Initially, what comes in mind is more, goes out is less, but very soon a stage comes when whatever comes in, the same amount goes out of the mind, right? So we say, sir, saturate हो गया, अभी और नहीं समझ में आ रहा. So it's not like समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, लेकिन पीछे का जा रहा है. So the same thing is what happens in a solution. Initially, rate of dissolution is more, right? And after some time, as the particles, the quantity of solute in the solution goes on increasing, crystallization increases. So a stage comes when dissolution and crystallization becomes equal. The rate becomes equal, right? So there is no use of adding solute further because it will not get dissolved. Okay, such a solution is known as saturated solution. I'm sure you understood now.
Yes sir, now I understand.
If not, I'll explain again. No worries. Vishishta, you got it?
Sir, I didn't understood that like how the dissolution crystallization amount is equal and that will be not saturated.
Okay. So rate of dissolution equals rate of crystallization. Amount of the solute in the solution becomes constant. That solution is known as saturated solution. If amount of solute is lesser than what is needed in saturated solution, we call it unsaturated solution, right? What is unsaturated solution? When amount of solute an amount of solute in the given amount of solution is lesser than what is needed for saturated solution. So when amount of solute in a given amount of solution is lesser than what is needed for saturated solution, then solution is known as unsaturated. Solution is known as unsaturated solution. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Nothing. There's a concept. Solubility of few substances increases with increase in temperature. I'll read again. For few substances, for some substances, solubility increases with increase in temperature. I'm sure almost all of you would have seen this phenomena at home. Have you ever seen your mom making sugar syrup for some sweet?
Yes, sir.
Right. So they heat it. Why do they heat it? Why they don't simply dissolve it?
So that more of the sugar can dissolve.
More of the sugar can be dissolved because solubility. I'm using a word solubility, though I'll explain it in the next topic. So we say solubility of sugar increases with increase in temperature. At room temperature, maybe at 27 degrees Celsius, in a quantity of water, I don't know what it is. If suppose 50 gram only can be dissolved, 50 gram sugar only can be dissolved in this at 25 degrees Celsius. Then at 75 degrees Celsius, maybe you can add 150 grams. Not directly proportional, but there is some relation. So solubility increases with increase in temperature, not for all substances. There are different type of substances. So I'll explain it later. So, I have to make a sugar syrup, right? That means I want to add lot of sugar in lesser amount of water. So what can I do? Because if you take maybe quarter kg of sugar and try to dissolve it in 1 liter of water, right? Keep on stirring it, but you'll not be able to dissolve this much sugar. But if you start heating it, very soon you will see that sugar completely gets dissolved in that amount of water. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, once it gets dissolved, cool it again. First you heat it, dissolve a lot of sugar. Now you know the amount of sugar in the solution is much more than what is needed in saturated solution at room temperature. Now you cool it. Now this solution has more amount of sugar than is needed in saturated solution. This is known as supersaturated solution. Supersaturated solution. Obviously, you will see when you cool it, some amount of it forms crystal and leaves the solution, right? But still we call it supersaturated solution. So to increase the solubility, we increase the temperature. We dissolve more amount of solute. Then we saturate it at that temperature. Saturate at higher temperature, maybe at 80 degrees Celsius. So solution is saturated solution is made at 80 degrees Celsius. and then when I cool it again to 25 degrees Celsius. So the solution obtained has more quantity of sugar. Then I could dissolve at 25 degrees Celsius to make a saturated solution. So such solutions are known as super saturated solution. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now we have another classification of solution: saturated solution, unsaturated solution, and supersaturated solution. Okay. Now, some important interesting properties of solution. We call it properties of solution. Properties of solution. Or you can even say summary. Some extra points also we'll see. And the first one. We have already discussed it's a homogeneous in nature. Right? Solution is homogeneous in nature. We have already discussed homogeneous mixture itself is known as true solution. One second. Exercise number or वो mention करो, right? So basically that is definition of solution, right? Homogeneous mixture itself is known as true solution, right? So let's recall what was homogeneity. When we say homogeneous solution is homogeneous, actually it's in one phase, right? Composition throughout remains same. Composition does not changes, it remains constant throughout, then it is known as homogeneous mixture, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you can dissolve a solid in liquid, right? But once solution is prepared, so everything is in same state. See, you have prepared a sugar solution, right? We have just discussed a sugar solution. So sugar at room temperature is what? Solid or liquid? Sugar at room temperature is what?
Solid.
Or liquid? It is solid. And water is liquid. But the
Yes, sir.
final solution is what? Solid or liquid or a semi-solid?
So
It is liquid, right? So finally in solution, state of each substance is same. Physical state of each substance, I mean when I say is solute and solvent. Physical state of each substance in a solution is same. Maybe it is liquid, maybe it is gas, or maybe it is solid, whatever it is, but final state of, physical state of each substance in the solution is same. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, size of particles, solute as well as solvent. In true solution is very, very small, of the order 10 raised to minus 9 meter. That is of the size nanometer, right? That is actually size of the ions or atoms or molecules, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Then naturally we cannot see some small particles, so particles of solution cannot be seen by naked eyes or even by microscope. Using a word microscope will be confusing. Let it be. The ordinary microscope which you have used in lab, right? Which you have used in lab. using those microscopes also, you cannot see the particles of true solution. Right. Now, if you talk of electron microscope, the microscope with high resolution, so then obviously we could see atoms using that, so we can see particles of solution, right? Anyway, for normal microscope, you cannot see the particles by normal microscope also, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose you want to separate solute and solvent. So what methods you know? One method is filtration. All of us have seen in our home, there are some filters, right? Ordinary filters, porous filters are there. We put it in the tap and we assume that it collects some impurities from water. So if there is a true solution and if you want to separate solute and solvent, we can try filtering out, right? But actually use filter paper. I'm sure you people would have used it in chemistry lab. Use filter paper to separate solute and solvent. You cannot. Filter paper cannot separate solute with solvent. Solute from solution. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Only
Yes, sir.
big particles can be separated.
Yes. Because this size is so small that it is lesser than the size of the pores, the pore size of the filter paper. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Solute particles cannot be separated. Cannot be separated either by sedimentation. There's a process sedimentation or leaving solution as it is for long time. For example, if you see mud, if you don't stir it, then you will see if there is a muddy water. Take some water, muddy water, and store it in a transparent jar. Leave it for long time. You will see that all the mud settles. After some time, right? But this doesn't happen in a solution. If you think you have dissolved some sugar in water and leave it for 2 days as it is, don't stir it, right? Then sugar will settle down now. This does not happen in true solution, right? So solution as it is for long time. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's a phenomena of light. We call it scattering. I don't know whether you have studied in junior class or not. Scattering. Have you ever heard?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So scattering is there. So if you are in moon, sun is on this side. So sun is on this side. If you see towards sun, you will see light. But if you see the sky on this side, it is dark. It is dark from moon, right? Why? See, even if it is a daytime, then you will get a partial feeling of night while in moon, right? But if you are on earth, if you are standing somewhere here, and if sun is nearby you, sun is in the sky for you, then you can see the sky in the side also, which appears blue, right? Here also you can see light from here also. So why do you see sky blue, or forget about blue? How do you see sky? Actually, we don't see sky, right? Actually, there are particles in atmosphere. When light travels through this atmosphere, these particles scatter part of energy, and that light or the energy scattered by these particles reach us, and we see something there, right? So this is
Yes,
what we
sir.
say is scattering, right? Now, if you take that laser toy is there, right? That laser thing is there, na? All of you must have seen in school lab or your friends playing with it, right? So if you use laser to make a spot on a wall, so you will be able to see the spot, but you will not be able to see the sparks. You will not be able to see anything in between.